Welcome to the fireside chat between Accountfully and Noise New Media. For intro, my name is Brad Ebenhoeh from Accountfully. We're an outsourced accounting firm. I'm excited to have kind of our clients and friends, Steve, Richo, and Mark O'Shea from Noise New Media on this chat. How you guys doing today?
Good, Brad. How's it going today?
It's going well. It's going well for Thursday afternoon. So excited to chat about Noise New Media and some of the things that you guys have going on. So before we get started, just from sake of this conversation, what we're looking for the audience out there is information about Noise New, what you guys do from a business perspective, and how outsourced accounting and bookkeeping help support your decision making and growth of your business. So for those out in the audience, that's what we're trying to get to. So kind of starting off from a Noise New perspective, why don't you guys give a little background of your kind of where you came from, why Noise New, why your business partners, and kind of what you guys do and sell, and then we'll move on from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Steve Richo, and Mark and I started Noise New Media back in 2008. So we're right about the 15-year mark, which is pretty incredible.
Definitely.
Yep. And back in our infancy, I have a background in graphic design and IT. Mark's got a background in is a background in being a tremendous musical artist in addition to a great marketing mind. And when we met back in 2007, before we decided to start an agency together, I had a lot of capabilities, and Mark had a lot of great ideas, and we kind of had a very interesting synergy at the start. And decided that we could kind of make something, some semblance of a business, and take the show on the road, if you will. We basically started our business back in what I would call like the MySpace era, or like the early advent of the iTunes. Like when record stores were closing around here in Nashville, and iTunes was really starting to take grip and become like a major impacting force on the music scene here. I think we saw a definite need in like record labels and artists here that just didn't have any grasp on where to start with that stuff. So there was a couple of agencies like ours in the space. We kind of took a foray into working, like I said, with record labels and artists directly, and kind of quickly realized that it's a really hard space to work in, right? And that was really hard to measure success. And why isn't, despite all of our efforts and all of our hard work, why isn't my song number one? Like a lot of really hard questions, and it was only so much that we could really do back in those days. And social media was just like a nice to have thing. It wasn't like a really required service that, or a required part of a marketing plan, which is something that was really nice. And fast forward today, it's a lot different. But we took a pivot in 2009, our second year in business, and we took a pivot into events, live events, and that's kind of the domain that we play in almost primarily today.
Awesome. Well, first off, kudos to 14 years of business. That's
It'll be 15 in April. Yeah.
15 in April.
What's the stat about businesses filing after X amount of time? Isn't it something like 90% of them file after 5 years or something?
Yeah.
We're still filing.
Especially we fail up, especially partnerships. So it's like I always joke, we haven't killed each other yet, but we've come close quite a few times.
Yeah, and you guys have went through the initial downturn in 2008, and then a pandemic, and events just basically canceling for a year or two.
Yeah.
So